Antonia, first of all, just give us a sense of where France stands today on its green commitments.
It's not looking great. We have to cut 55% of our 1990 level of emissions by 2030. That's just around the corner. So far, we've cut 25%. The High Council for the Climate has said itself that France is not on track. That's an independent body of experts. They say that we are producing too many tonnes of CO2 per year, that the climate actions we're taking are not going hand in hand with strong enough economic policies, and that our carbon sink is degraded, as discussed in the report. The forests are not capturing carbon in the way that they need to be. Today is all about the strategy. What we're expecting to be unveiled is the breakdown of the policies that are going to get us there by 2030, the money that's assigned to them, and specifically how many tonnes we can expect to cut in different areas.
And so this is something that Emmanuel Macron will provide a few more details about today. But yesterday, during an interview, he sort of mentioned a few policies. So give us a sense of what we can expect from the president today.
So what he was selling yesterday was something he described as ecological à la française. It's said to be a middle ground between a cold turkey approach and denial, is the way he put it. So one of the things he talked about was the end of coal by 2027, which you shouldn't get too excited about. It's a very small part of the energy mix and thus not the most substantial part of our emissions. Nevertheless, he also talked about decarbonising transport. One of the big aspects of this that he talked about at length was electric cars. Of course, transport is 32% of emissions in France. He wants France to be a car-making powerhouse once again, this time an electrical version of that. And there have already been new gigafactories opened in France this year to produce electric car batteries. He's also talked about a social leasing programme, the idea that low-income households would have access to an electric car at a low price per month. The problem, though, is that, of course, we need fewer cars on the road, say the experts, not more. And so we're going to need to really look for announcements on public transport and rail links. Housing is responsible for 16% of emissions. Once again, the solution he talked about was an industrial one, tripling the production of heat pumps in France. Another aspect that we'll be interested to see more about is the money. There's going to be 40 billion in next year's budget for the green transition, up 7 billion on this year. But economists, for instance, Jean Pisani-Ferry, who produced an important report this year, says if we're serious about meeting our targets, the gap we need to bridge is more like 30 billion in public money. So it remains to be seen what ecologie à la française looks like and how credible it ends up being.
Antonia Kerrigan, thank you very much indeed for breaking that down for us.